There's two types of fat. There's subcutaneous fat, which you can pinch outside the abdominal wall, and there's visceral fat that's inside around your organs, around your heart, around your liver, around your kidney, around your blood vessels. And you actually have fat on the interior lining of the blood vessels called atherosclerotic plaque, but you have fat on the outside of the blood vessel as well that prevents the blood vessel from being elastic and moving in both directions, in and out, as your heart pumps. That loss of elasticity and the visceral fat is particularly damaging to your heart, but it also is more saturated than subcutaneous fat. And it also regenerates cholesterol more than saturated fat. Then it's more full of saturated fat. It generates cholesterol more, and it generates more inflammatory compounds that are more cancer-promoting fat, is the visceral fat that's inside your body. That's the most dangerous fat. Sure that the subcutaneous fat's dangerous too, but the visceral fat's a little more dangerous. So here's what I'm saying. I'm saying as you diet and lose weight, what goes off you easier? Which do you lose more? The subcutaneous or the visceral? Subcutaneous is the fat that you can pinch. It starts to go off you. The visceral fat stays there. It's harder to get rid of. And then when you want to go on that crazy diet and you drop 10 or 20 pounds and you go off and you gain back weight again, then what comes back easier on you fast when you gain weight back again quickly? What comes back? The visceral fat or the subcutaneous fat? The visceral fat comes back easiest because the subcutaneous fat can only be built up at a certain rate. And you can't, when you're putting back more rapid weight on your body can't put the subcutaneous fat on so quickly, so it puts it on more viscerally. What you've done by dieting, what you've done by losing weight and gaining it again and losing weight and gaining it back again, is you've shifted body weight from subcutaneous stores more viscerally, and you've increased your risk of cancer and heart disease by going on these crazy diets. Diets don't work because anything you do to lose weight is not going to be of any benefit unless you maintain that weight loss for the rest of your life. We want to achieve an ideal weight, and I'm looking around the room at all these overweight people, and I'm thinking to myself, they've got to lose weight and keep it off for the rest of their life. So to be a nutritarian, to make this clear, if you're really a nutritarian and you're eating a healthy diet, then you are losing weight towards your ideal, you're losing weight gradually to get to your ideal weight. Either you're at your ideal weight, you're a nutritarian, or you're a nutritarian who was overweight and now is moving towards your ideal weight on the way there. Did you follow that? If you're not losing weight and you're overweight, you're not a nutritarian. The word nutritarian suggests a gold standard, an ideal way to eat that maximally extends human lifespan and maximally protects against disease, and also a nutritarian diet that's designed to be maximally lifespan promoting, so we can live to be 100 years old in great health. It also is therapeutically most effective at reversing disease like diabetes and autoimmune conditions and migraines and fibromyalgia and ulcerative colitis and psoriasis. It's maximally effective therapeutically at reversing disease. And if you're a nutritarian, you would be losing weight at least 1 pound every 3 days. And if you're not losing 1 pound every 3 days and you're significantly overweight, then you're not on a nutritarian diet and you're not following a nutritarian program. Because remember a few minutes ago, I was telling you that fat cells are dangerous? And fat cells secrete angiogenesis promoters, and fat cells secrete estrogen? And fat cells make you insulin resistant? There's nobody's fat cells that are safe. They're all dangerous fat cells. You can't be overweight and have normal body and have a normal lifespan. However, as you're losing weight at about 2 pounds a week, you become less insulin resistant even while you're overweight. The insulin resistance starts to go away and the diabetes starts to go away as you're losing 2 pounds a week or more. The estrogen production from the fat cells start to go down and start to move towards normal even before you reach your ideal weight, as long as you continue losing at that 2 pounds a week. Are you following what I'm saying right now? The caves in the wall of the cells where that holds the insulin receptors that get blocked by saturated fat. Those saturated fats start to come out of, they're called cavelins and cavins and cavalae, which are these little caves in the side of the blood vessels where the insulin comes through. And they start to clean themselves out as your weight is being lost from the body. The body is starting to repair. You know, a person that undergoes gastric bypass or Or black bands sometimes can lose a lot of weight and they can still be overweight and they become non-diabetic even the first 6 weeks while they're still overweight just because they're losing weight and eating less calories. But on a nutritarian diet, it's much more than just eating less calories. Certainly you're eating less calories, but your body at the same time is being flooded with powerful antioxidant nutrients and phytochemicals that allow the cells that were hibernating and not functioning well to regenerate themselves. You're activating your stem cells, you're activating your immune system, you're activating your anti-inflammatory mechanisms in the cell structure itself to remove toxins. Your body starts to rejuvenate and regenerate and self-heal and self-cleanse itself from the flood of nutrients going into the bloodstream. It's the combination of of course, the excess weight coming off, but all those rich nutrients coming in. Plus the fact that when you're overweight, you don't have a high nutrient density in your tissues. Let me explain this for a minute. You can look at my hand with that slight orange tinge. I can put my hand into a phytonic scanner that's going to register my color through laser beams and tell me how much carotenoids are in my skin. It's going to be a very high number from all the nutrients and all the vegetables I eat. What I'm saying is that when you're overweight, you don't have that high concentration of nutrients per a certain density, per square centimeter, because now your nutrients are diluted in a bigger vat. In other words, if I take a cup of carrot juice and I pour it into a quart of water and shake it up, a certain concentration of 1 cup of juice per 1 quart. But if I pour it into 10 gallons, the 1 cup of carrot juice into 10 gallons of water, the carrot juice is thinned out and not going to be as concentrated. As you put weight on your body, you're thinning out your nutritional density of your tissues. And as you lose weight, at the same time as the weight is coming off your body, you're enhancing the micronutrient density of your tissue in your body, and you're eating a higher nutrient density diet at the same time, and you're transforming biologically who you are as a person. Because you're just a bag of chemicals. And your brain is just a fishbowl full of fat. That's all it is, a big bowl full of fat. And that fat becomes rancid, and it gets rotten, and your behavior, and your thinking process, and your creativity, and your happiness, and your decision-making is based on whether that fat is rancid or fresh. And the brain has a continual need for antioxidants. So when you're losing weight, are you flooding the body with with high antioxidants and micronutrients that are going to fuel the brain's ability to repair itself? Are you flooding the body with these nutrients, enable your brain? Because your brain is the ultimate driver of how much you eat. Because what you eat is controlled mostly by the brain. And if you're going to normalize your brain, you could eventually normalize your appetite, and your appetite. So subcutaneous fat and visceral fat, the point of this is you have to stop the dieting mentality and you have to start eating an anti-cancer, longevity-promoting diet style, and you have to be committed to eating that way for the rest of your life.